So welcome everyone to the Michigan District of Kiwanis Lieutenant Governor Education. We may have a couple visitors on tonight. I got some emails earlier from a couple of the other learning development coordinators. I haven't seen them yet, but that doesn't mean.
Hi, Sue. It's Joanne from ECNC.
Oh, Joanne from ECNC. Wonderful.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. So we will start out with just a couple of quick announcements. If you haven't already heard, the Kiwanis International Convention has been canceled in Indianapolis. And if you registered, you should have received an email from Kiwanis International that gives you the option to get a full refund or to make your donation to the Kiwanis Children's Fund in the Kiwanis the COVID-19 program. If you wish to do that, you can do that as well. The goal is that they'd like to get some money together so that they can give it to clubs who are doing COVID projects and helping out their communities. So you have those two options, but you're welcome to take the refund. And they'll just get all that processed. The International Council will be set into motion now. That's the council that will conduct the business of the organization since the convention has been canceled. I'm a member of that council, as is the current governor, the international board, and a few other people. So we will, by October 1, they're working on all those details. I actually sent a note to a few people at Kiwanis International and said, where are we at on next steps? And they're like, we're working on it. We'll figure it out. Considering that they just canceled today, which will, by today's cancellation, will also save Kiwanis International a lot of money. We won't lose a lot of funds. The Circle K convention, or CKIX, which is also scheduled July 19th through the 22nd in Las Vegas, has been canceled. They will as well do some sort of an online program for their students and do the work they need to do to conduct their business and do some other programming. And it's expected the Key Club convention will be canceled on Thursday, tomorrow. The children's board meets tomorrow, and it's expected they will be canceled as well. So none of the international conventions will happen, and at this point we're planning on 2021. So everyone will be able to do work at home. Any other announcements? Greg, did you have any other announcements?
Yeah, just related to that, we're still in a hold pattern on the district convention. I know some people have already started asking the question. I personally want to wait until we hear what the governor has to say about extending the what happens in the state, and then we're scheduled to have a decon meeting at the hotel May 12th. And whether we do that or not, or I'd like to find out what their thoughts are, the hotel, and before we make any final decision. But we do have some time. Registration isn't even supposed to start until June 1st, and so I don't think we need to make any decisions at this point, and unless other people or the board's meeting May 9th, unless the board decides that they want to take some action sooner rather than waiting. So.
Greg, my club asked if there was like a firm deadline that you would have a yes or no decision by. Like, we have a club project the next weekend, and that decision will be made on August 1st. So they were asking me if you had a date like that.
August 1st to decide whether to do the club project? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, no, like for convention. Like, we're going to make a decision by July 1st or something like that.
Oh, yeah. We would make a decision before whether we open registration. I mean, I would think that we'd decide by June 1st when registration is scheduled to open.
Okay. I'll let them know that.
The other announcement was made today, and I know that more information will be forthcoming on this, is that Kiwanis International is waiving dues for new members, Kiwanis International dues for new members between now and September 30th. The decision was made by the board that given the situation we're in now and getting people to join, that it's more important that if we can engage people to join the organization, there will be no Kiwanis International dues between now and September 30th for new members to existing clubs only. So bring in as many people as you can into your club. At this point, there will be no international dues for them at this point. And I know that the reference was made that it would be up to the districts to determine and the clubs to determine their own status. But I expect that more information that was announced today on one of the webinars they did. So I expect more information will be coming to our district leadership within the day.
And then at this point, we're going to take it up at the board meeting on May 9th.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer.
What day is May 9th?
A couple weeks, I think we're only a couple weeks away, right? May 9th.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. So
This is Don Stillwell. So that was a KI you were talking about with the dues.
yes,
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Saturday.
So when I did ask some questions. I talked to a couple staff today.
Well, that
And
about me or not?
they said they're still working out all the details, but they wanted people to know that that was going to happen and more details will be coming out. So, it will continue. We'll continue moving on with that. At this point, club leadership educations are still scheduled, for July, and we will continue with that as well, unless there's some changes to the governor's emergency declarations along the road. So, Fran, any comments from Fran tonight?
I just wanted to tell everybody, having a nice spring day today.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Rosemary and I have snowmen and flamingos.
I took a walk at 5 o'clock and the sun was shining and I was debating on sunglasses and now I need my snow boots and some gloves and go build the snowman.
It's just hard to believe it's April 22nd and we're in this cold weather.
Happy Earth Day.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
April
happy
snow-
Earth Day. Exactly.
April snow showers bring what?
April
Flowers.
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 My
And what do
daffodils are trying to come up.
Snowflowers. Come on, Greg.
What do Mayflowers bring?
Yeah,
Pilgrims.
snowflowers.
Say
Pilgrims.
the April shower is going to be rain or snow, which,ever.
Yeah, I guess so. Bring some
April
moisture.
liquid.
So the last I wanted to make one other announcement. All the lieutenant governors all the people that are lieutenant governors in our records that Kiwanis International has on file will be receiving an email on Friday about lieutenant governor education and the work that they've done with education. I need to check on. I've looked at some of the videos. I haven't looked at all of them. Some of I had some challenge with, so I'm going to check those and see how we can either wrap those into what we're doing or what we're going to do with them. Some of them are like 8 or 9 minutes. Some of them are a minute. So if you get that email on Friday, I don't want you to panic. We're going to continue to do what we're doing, and I'll find out how those will fit into our program in what form or fashion. So, and with that, we're going to turn it over to our executive director, Greg Smith.
Thank you. Thank you. I've structured the presentation to be fairly short because I know there'd be just a bunch of questions that would take us for the full hour to ask and answer. I know that for sure. So, but anyway, for those of you that don't know a little bit about my background, I joined Kiwanis in 2001, belonged to the Utica-Shelby Kiwanis Club and also the South Oakland County Kiwanis Club. I've been the club president, and then I was the Key Club administrator for 10 years from 2004 to 2014. And so then in April 1st of 2014 is when I took over the executive director position. So 6 years completed as far as executive director. And so I've never been a lieutenant governor. And so it's interesting to go through this and
Greg,
Yeah.
I need somebody to follow me. Keep talking.
I'm supposed to move.
Yeah. I'll rent you the side of my house 1 week a month. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Already she's there and she's looking for a replacement. She isn't even in the office yet. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so that's kind of a little bit about my background. I just absolutely love what I'm doing as executive director. It gives me, the district is the way it's been run is just, it's a great opportunity to try things, to have the freedom to go out and create partnerships and relationships and to try things. And I would hope that all of you would feel the same way. And as you go about your next several months as Lieutenant Governor-elect and as Lieutenant Governor as well. So go ahead, Sue. Okay, so this is our district office. It is an older picture. We have changed the logo at the top of the building to reflect the bird cage is gone. And so the office consists of 2 people, myself, and then our administrative secretary. At this point, it's Kathy Alexander, but she is retiring on May 8th. That will be her last day after 35 plus years of doing this. And so we're going to, I don't know if you heard or not, but we're looking to do something for her. And there's a letter that went out about that. And depending on whether we can get together or not at the office on May 8th, we'll have something there for her. I have hired a replacement. Her name is Stacy Nill, and she is currently the secretary of the Lansing Young Professionals Kiwanis Club. So the hours are about 20 hours a week. Because of her schedule and because of some of the things that are going on, the hours that somebody will be in the office will change once she starts. So it's going to be in the afternoon now. We get very rarely do we get very many people just stopping in and at the office. And so the hours are going to be pretty much 2:30 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, and then it'll be 9 to 5 on Friday. Okay. So the purpose of the district, when all's said and done, really the main purpose is the first thing you see here. We want to be a resource to you and all the and everything and everybody that you touch and contact. And really, when you think about what you're going to be going through as far as the training goes, really most of the people you're going to be presenting and finding out about are resources for you. Whether it's your the Brian Tenslingers, or whether it's some of the international people you're going to talk to, whether it's Sue, whether it's Larry, whether it's Fran, myself, whether it's the district committee chairs that you're going to hear and meet over the next several months. So please use this as a resource. Use this as a way to find out information. And that's really the best thing the lieutenant governor can do, is to be a resource to their clubs. You may not know all the answers, but you should know where to find the answers or who to go to get that information. And that's really what the district is all about. Beyond that, we do manage all the financial records in the district and keep a history as well. If you want to look at old builders, if you want to look at old anything at the district office, there's some pictures that are unbelievable. There's some mementos. So if you stop by, I can show you some of that stuff as well. If there's a file on all the clubs that are currently open, as well as the ones that have been open and have closed. So if you're looking for some records about, what about this club that was around in the 1940s, we have some information on that. Also, the district office can be used for meetings and events. And so particularly you, Tracy, in Division 16, that's been used for division council meetings. But beyond that, anybody that wants to use the conference room or the boardroom for a meeting can, and that's where all the board meetings will be. Most of the board meetings are going to be at that district office there in Mason. Okay, Sue, next. Next slide, Sue. Thank you. And so why does the district office exist? Well, it is defined by Kiwanis International, and as well as in our local district bylaws. But district bylaws and policies and procedures are at the district website under governance, clubs and district resources governance. And so Article 2 in the bylaws gives the purpose and structure of the organization. We're called the Michigan District of Kiwanis International. And it says the purpose of this district should be primarily to help Kiwanis clubs and Kiwanis International advance the objects, objectives, policies, and strategic goals of Kiwanis, and to help in opening new clubs and strengthening existing clubs, delivering education to the clubs, delivering service leadership programs and global campaign for children programming to and through the clubs. So that's in there. Also, as part of the bylaws and in the district policies is description of the office and the executive director position as to what it relates to and some of the things that I'm responsible for and ways that I get involved in the district. And so I invite you to go through those and look at those areas right there, the bylaws and policies related to the district operations. And same thing with Article 400. If you go into the procedures, really what it pretty much does, the procedures just say, you're going to come to the district office, here's the procedure for using it, how to leave it, how to get in, how to request it, things like that. Okay. Any questions about that? Wow, I thought there'd be a million questions about policies and procedures. Okay, so what are some of the specific functions? Well, we handle all the bank deposits for the district and the foundation as well. Anything that you send for the foundation related to the Thomas Olivers, to the club donations, or any particular awards or things like that will come into the district office, and we will then make the deposit into the bank, and then forward the information to, at this point, Peggy McNichol, the foundation treasurer. So, and we do have a process where it is a kind of a multi-person process. I write the Kathy at this point, the administrative secretary, takes the information. She does the deposits, but she doesn't write the checks. I write the checks, and then on a monthly basis, when you get to the monthly financial statements, those are sent to the finance committee. The finance committee consists of the governor-elect, the immediate past governor, myself, and also then two people that are CPAs. In this case, it's Steve Witt and Roger Rahm are our two people on the finance committee. So they look at the financial statements. In addition, we do have an outside CPA firm that has no affiliation with Kiwanis that does our annual 990 and our financial statements as well. And those financial statements and 990s are on the district website as well if you want to take a look at them. Another thing we do is compile and prepare the Michigan Builder. Articles come to the district office, and then I go through and edit them mainly for spelling and grammar, not really content. And then I send them on to Julianne Williams, who has been putting together the Builder for the past 20 plus years when it was printed as well as electronic. And I think she does a fabulous job. And then that comes out every couple of months. The next issue is on June 1st. And so we want articles the 5th of the month prior. So by May 5th, we want articles for the Builder. Okay. There has been some, go back a second here. There has been some discussion about, do people read the Builder? Does it make sense? Part of Jen Romanowski's and Barb Duran's, and you'll hear about from them a little bit later, is to take a look at the whole communications, or how effective are we in delivering our message, and how does the Builder fit into that? So the Builder's as it is, and it has been for a while, that may change in the future. We're going to take a look at that. Go ahead. Okay, so another responsibility we have is to get space for training. So we have somebody that does the On2 convention. It was Marge Ballheim. This year is Dennis Romanowski. But all the contracts are signed by me with review by the executive committee. So the LG training was supposed to be in Lansing on a weekend. We got the hotel space for that. District chair training has been off-site as well. The CLE that you hear about coming up in July, all the space related to that is something that goes through the district office for review, signing of contracts, and things like that. So if there's anything that you want the district to get involved in and taking a look at contracts or having obtaining space for something, please give us a call and let us know. Or if you have a place for a future convention site you think would be good, love to hear about it. Or some place where we can do training at relatively little or no charge. We'd love to hear about that. Okay. Jump in with questions anytime that you want to. Another thing we do is you have the criteria for being an outstanding and distinguished club. We maintain the records in the district office. So as clubs go and do their monthly reports, as they pay the foundation, as they pay the children's fund, as they sponsor a service leadership club, whatever they do, whatever that criteria is, we track that in the district office. And then that's compiled at the end of the year. And then we come up with the points, and then we also order the awards for that. So one of your responsibilities as a lieutenant governor is going to be to determine, along with Fran, what is the criteria to be distinguished and outstanding in your year, starting in October of 2020. So the points and the criteria for that, we'll keep track of that for the most part. Some of that will be your responsibility, but for the most part, we'll keep track of that. And for coming up with awards, if you think something else needs to be awarded for whatever service, special recognition, or a different type of award than we've given, we're open to hearing about that as well. Next. Okay, the district directory. That's the pink one this year. Every year the governor has the prerogative as to what color the directory is. So Fran, start thinking about go through your color palette. And then we also, so the information that's in the directory is the president and secretary's information, where the club meets, and then some of the district chair information, as well as our service leadership programs. We also update the member email list. When the builder is sent out, it's sent out to everybody that's a member of Kiwanis in Michigan. And we maintain that email list. So as people are added to Kiwanis, as people are dropped from Kiwanis, as emails change, as information changes, then we update that. And that's what has been one of Kathy's responsibilities over the years, to do that. So a lot of times, pardon,
Greg?
Dick.
On a district directory, are we going to get one for this coming year?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Because that's easier to handle than, that way you can always carry it with you. We have to go to different meetings.
Okay, well, that's going to be partly the board's decision as to how that all goes. I mean, it says that right now the bylaws or policy says there will be a district directory, but it doesn't specify the form of that district directory. Okay, so please, back to the email part. Any changes that you're become aware of, please let us know as soon as possible. There are some people that are saying, I don't get the bill, or I don't get these emails, but we only can go with the correct information that we have. Okay. Next thing we do is that we do convention hotels and do the logistics. Right now we're booked through 2023. This year's Flint, next year's Dearborn, 2022 is Bay City, 2023 is Frankenmuth. We're looking for space for 2024. If you have ideas about that, and also logistics, getting the information there, getting the vendors set up, getting the tables, getting the meeting room space set up for the kinds of things, getting the supplies that are there, everything related to running a good convention, we do at the district office. And then the last thing that I have on the list is I see the role of and I probably should have added another one here, but I see the role of the district office and myself as twofold. It's really to help add membership, to create membership. But one of the ways to do that, or a couple of ways, is to really create awareness of Kiwanis. And you can do that through several ways. One is that you can develop service partners where other organizations become aware, so we can partner with them to do service projects. Examples become like the Law Enforcement Academy, Kids Against Hunger. It can be like we do Sunnycrest Youth Ranch, Children's Miracle Network, things like that. And so we're always looking for service partners to help us make a bigger impact in the community. And Linda Page is that person for that. Also corporate partners, and that can be organizations like we're doing right now for non-dues revenue. It can be the Office Depot. It can be Consumers Energy, DTE, things like that. And so we're always looking for ways to increase awareness of Kiwanis in the general community. And we can do this through the corporate and service partners. And so the relationships help strengthen us and give us more opportunities to make a bigger impact. But beyond that, it creates awareness of Kiwanis in the district. And that's really what I see as the district operations, a resource for you, and kind of a way to really put the image of Kiwanis and the awareness of Kiwanis out into the general public in Michigan. I think the next slide is questions.
I have a question about the builder. Are there any hard copies that are mailed, or is it all by email?
It's all by email. We have made the offer that if anybody wants to have the builder printed for them in color and mailed to them 6 times a year, it'd be $20.
Okay, good, good. to
Nobody's
know.
taking us up on that offer, I don't think.
I have a question, Greg.
Okay, Lori.
You know it's going to be good.
Look at that grin. Look at that grin. Okay.
Who handles Facebook?
Barb is handling that.
Our communications person, Barb Duran. And
Okay.
and we're also looking to bring in LinkedIn as well at this point. So
I think there's like 6 of
Okay.
us who can post to the Facebook page. Barb does most of it.
Oh. So I have a question, and I'm not trying to cause any problems, but today there was a post about international convention being canceled. And there is a gentleman that's running for international president, and it looks like the district may be supporting him, but I don't think that should be allowed. I
I'll
don't
take
think
a
a
look
district at this point. Okay.
and see what it was, because I hadn't seen it yet.
I mean, because this posting was on our district website.
Yeah, it looks like that we are supporting Chuck,
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's
and
the
I don't
image-
think that should be up there.
Oh,
the
the
image, what you're
picture,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
That could be fixed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Other questions?
You did such a good
Oh,
job.
you're
There's no
good.
questions.
So I do see that we have Audrey, our Key Club District Administrator, on tonight.
Hello.
So while you're thinking of questions, Audrey, would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Audrey Salisbury. I live in St. Joe. We're getting plenty of snow, well, actually rain right now. It was snowing earlier.
Greg?
That's all you have to say about yourself was rain and snow?
Yep, that's all I got to say.
Yes.
Greg?
Yes,
Larry from Division 20.
Larry.
Regarding the handouts that we would have gotten at the spring divisionals,
Yes.
said they're too bulky to mail.
They're not too bulky now. You're going to be getting those. You're going to be getting those as soon as you give me the list. I put them in a. You'll get them.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you do a meet and greet and to pick up for Richard and Denny.
No, I apologize. No, I'm sorry. You won't be getting the clubs. The individual club will be getting those handouts.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Greg, I have one question about the May 9th meeting. Is that a regular board meeting for us?
It's a regular board meeting, and it will be virtual. We will not be meeting at the district office in Mason.
So you will
Okay.
be able to
What kind of board meeting is that? I mean, is it a regular board meeting or what?
It's a regular board meeting. It's the regular board meeting that's in the district directory scheduled for May 9th.
Okay.
Thank you.
So those of you that are on this call tonight that are 2021 Lieutenant Governors, can they join the meeting as a guest, Greg?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, there was a notice sent out 2 weeks ago about the meeting, and it said that in the letter that it would be virtual, and it was the invitation was open to all board members, all lieutenant governor elects, and all district chairs. There were certain people that were on the agenda, but everybody was invited to attend.
Greg, when was that sent out?
It was sent out, let's see, April 6th or 7th, something like that. Maybe April 3rd.
I have April 9th.
Yeah.
I got April 9th is the,
Okay,
when
April
we,
9th.
the date.
All right, April 9th.
I have it sitting here on my desk.
So, I mean, if you're not, if for some reason, I've got a group list of lieutenant governors with all the emails. If you're not getting them, then you need to let me know, because I must have the wrong email from you.
I'll double check.
Okay.
I received mine on April 18th.
It comes from executive director, so you may want to check to see, to allow me not to be spammed.
Okay, so I'll make some announcements. As a reminder, tomorrow is our Kiwanis Let's Talk session at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And Chandler Maglish, who is a magician who was at our convention last year, will be on to give us a little comic relief, as well as to talk about a program that he offers to communities and clubs about, ways to raise funds for your organization. He'll be on tomorrow with us. The week after, we have 2 students from the Pennsylvania district who started a project called Operation Cupcake, and they will be on to talk to us about that project and how there's a potential that it could be something that our clubs could do here in Michigan. It's how they gave cupcakes away to brighten people's days, and now they're doing it, but they're doing it using washcloths, making the cupcakes out of washcloths and decorating them that way. And then the week after that, so we're talking 3 weeks, we have arranged for a licensed counselor who we know through I know through the Texas district of Kiwanis, who will be joining us to talk through the emotional, mental, physical challenges that people may be having while we're home, working from home, and the COVID life that we are now living. So she will be on with us in 3 weeks. So we're working on programs like that. That program is open up to any Kiwanis member, whether they're Michigan or around the world. Last week we had 22 districts represented, including Iceland and Nepal. So we are reaching a large group of Kiwanis members, and it's great to be able to share information. They know that this is being sponsored by the Michigan district as a webinar, so we're excited about that. People are looking to us for information. So if you have a suggestion on a speaker or something that could happen, please feel free to let me know. We're looking to be able to share whatever information we can. One program that we are looking at, that I am working on developing, is what's going to be the new normal after this is over, and what is there going to be a new normal? I've been doing quite a bit of research and got some information on what's currently happening in the charitable world as far as donations, and where we see volunteer service. Is service actually going to go down? Is it going to be more donations? That type of stuff. So I'm working on that for hopefully the weekend after that, or the week after that. So we will continue these programs on Thursday night, regardless of whether we go back to a live meeting, so to say, in our own communities, in our own clubs. And then finally, next week, our speaker on Sunday will be Brian Tenslinger, who's our area director. He's going to talk about your job as a lieutenant governor and talk about the basics of what the role is in that area. He's actually with us for the next couple of weeks on programs for Kiwanis about your role as a lieutenant governor, so he'll be with us then. He's also going to do an overview of a 5-year membership goal, or where we are with membership in one of the weeks following that. So Sunday we have this program, and then of course tomorrow night is our Kiwanis Let's Talk session.
Sue, can I make a comment about Sunday's program?
Yes.
Okay, so have each of you looked at the lieutenant governor description, of job description?
Mm-mm.
Well, so you took the job without looking at the description. Okay. Maybe that's better.
Told I had to do the job.
Yeah. Okay. So it is up there. It is. I think. I thought it was on the website.
I think it's on our SharePoint.
It was in our
SharePoint. Also on the SharePoint. But consider this. There's quite a few bullet point items as far as the job description. Between now and Sunday, maybe think about, how do you prioritize what it is that you're supposed to do? Because if you try and do everything equally, you're gonna go crazy and not get stuff done. So think about what do you think is important, and maybe that's part of the discussion on Sunday is how do you prioritize what things need to get done, and it may be different for each division.
We are, I will put this recording tonight up into the SharePoint, or Brian will put it up for us when I get it to him, but we are putting all the recordings up as video and audio so that you can go back and listen to any one that you would like. So if you are unable to join us for a day or you missed a day, please be sure that you go back and look at those for education components. And when we get our the new team members that join us, we'll continue to do that and work with them to get their education as well. So the plan is, including the program that we did on the youth protection that Michelle and Melissa did last Thursday, that is also up in our portal through SharePoint. So if you did not get a chance to be online with us last Thursday, I would highly recommend you see that and you take a look at that. The one thing to know about that is we're currently scheduled to have them join us on May 9th. And should everyone watch that program that's already been done, we may not have to meet on May 9th or May 10th, whatever day it is. But those programs are there, and our goal is to continue to keep those programs up there with all the documents. And then all these PowerPoints as well are being put up in that area so you can take a look at them again. If you want to use them as a program, you're welcome to do that, but that information is up there as well.
All right, so this is Larry. Generally at the training, we have a resource tab in the book of Michigan district stuff, resources.
Yes.
Are we gonna put that up at some place once we get done, that other than the SharePoint? Because they won't have the book that we normally have to pass out.
Well, one of the things we could do is determine what items we need to do, then we could produce something that can be handed to them at the district convention, or at the first board meeting in September.
Right.
You know, the one about from the last week, the statistics, Kiwanis statistics. Yeah, facts about Kiwanis. That's up on the SharePoint too. So,
right.
And that is the most recent one.
Right. I will be putting up a, I guess if you want to call it a index, so that we'll know what's up there and we can keep that going. We're also looking at a new source to maintain all that information to make it easier for people to get to. So we're working on some of those things on the side, but in the interim, where they're at is working great. If you have trouble getting into those, please let Fran or myself know, or get a hold of Brian, because he can help walk you through some of that stuff as well. So
how do you get to SharePoint? I don't even know what that is.
There's a link in our newsletter that we sent out on Monday, where the file folder is in the newsletter that I sent on Monday. And Mary and Dick, I can send that to you separately as well.
Okay. Yeah, I am having great difficulty in getting into the folder.
Okay.
I can't see anything.
Okay.
I can't bring up any of the recordings or anything.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons we want to look at another, whether we go to a source called a Dropbox, or there's several other ones out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're working on that as well. But
okay.
we can help get those to you. In the interim, we can either email you some of that stuff.
Yeah.
The documents. The Lieutenant Governor's Manual is also up there. The electronic version, of course, we do have we will be checking to see how many of those we really want to have printed to give to people, since it's online. Some people will want a hard copy, some people won't. We'll figure that out when they make those available to us.
Okay.
Is anybody else having trouble getting on the files or getting into the files?
No, it's easy for me.
No, ma'am.
Do we have computers on?
Okay. Well, we'll just get Mary hooked up there.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, Fran.
We'll get you on. Hey, I tried. It took me a while to get on Facebook Live today. By the time I got on, they were already partly into it.
Done, yeah.
Okay, any other questions that anyone may have?
So,
yes,
will we be going over the Lieutenant Governor workbook together, or is that something just for us to do on our own?
You can go through that. We've kind of based all this education on the workbook.
Okay.
So if you want to just pull it up and go through it, we probably will set some time to do that, just to go through it. It's a good reference.
Can I ask quick, how do you get a book?
Once we get them, once Kiwanis International has them printed, they have not printed them yet because of they're kind of closed down as well right now. We will be able to get one to you. In the interim, the electronic version is online, and Dick, that's the area where you guys are having trouble with the SharePoint, so we'll figure it out for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be good to have something.
Yes, yes. This has caused, as we all know, this has caused a ripple for everyone because our staff, Kiwanis International staff, is all working from home as well. So they don't have all the access to everything in paper either. So it's teaching us a lot. That's a lot. But I do want to say that I'm very happy with the way this is going. I hope you are too. I think having everyone online and doing it in small versions like this, but it's great to see that we've, after the first meeting, how much we've progressed to get onto the system. And as I made an offer to the division council meeting I was on earlier today, if you want to try this out with one of your clubs and don't want to pay for the services or know that you're going to need more than 40 minutes, I know Larry has a professional site. I have a professional site. We can help you. I'm offering you, Larry.
That's fine.
We can help you get on to these types of things and help set them up if you want to have a division council meeting or you want to have a club meeting. We're happy to help you do that.
Okay,
Sue, one of the things that I've been asked is if there was a place where we could find where clubs are having their virtual meetings, so that if they want to come as want to join it or as a
Interclub.
They can do that, because that's, that you can take credit for it if two of you join another club's meeting.
I think what we will do is I'll send a note to Barb, or maybe Jen or Rosemary can help us. I think we're gonna have to post it on Facebook and say, if you have a virtual meeting posted on here, I know the Ohio district did that, and it filled up really quickly. And I think that's our best bet, because so many clubs, it changes so quickly.
Yeah.
That I think if we put it out there, I think that's the best place to do it. And if you're looking to do interclubs with other clubs, I know I've got one in New Jersey this week, and one in Pennsylvania, and one someplace else this week. So,
there's people are asking that question because, like, they want to join, but what it should say is find the person that needs to invite you too.
Right, and they have been, yeah.
I have a question about that. I think it was to Larry's point. He just talked about when you say put it on Facebook, you mean the time and the which club, not necessarily the link and the password.
Right.
That's what you're talking about.
Most clubs are saying the Kiwanis Club of my community is meeting on Zoom on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Direct message me if you want the password and the link. Yeah.
Right, just ask the president or secretary for permission.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
That way they're not posting all the publicly.
Another suggestion, just because we've got a habit of doing this, is if you're interested and they've got the event on Facebook, say you're going. Because what happens then is I can easily message everybody that says they're going, like, which is what I'll do. Our club meets tomorrow night. I'll message and I'll email it, so it'll send out the password right there, like our information to log in.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So just, say you're going and people will know to reach out or to make sure to contact you. We pay attention to that, and typically people, if they're managing an event on Facebook, will pay attention to it.
Yeah, Sue, can I say one? For a division meeting, can I contact you how to try to set that up on Zoom or something?
I can help you with that, yes.
Okay.
And if I happens to conflict with something I can do, I know Larry has the services, and I believe there's a couple other people that have the service that we can check and see if they're available.
Yeah,
Okay.